Hello, welcome back to the woods. It's coming up for the end of summer. Things are starting to change a little bit and I've been away for a little while. But I'm back, and I'm back with a little project. Now, quite often when I'm in the woods, I carry a notebook, or from time to time, I might carry a guidebook like this one. I might even just carry a regular book because I want to find a little quiet spot under a tree, sit and have a read. Either way, quite often what happens is I lose my page. Well, in this video, we're going to make a little simple bookmark that you can make out in the woods that's quick, looks really good, makes an ideal present with Christmas looming, and is something that anyone can do. Now, as far as gear goes for this little project, it's fairly simple. It's stuff you probably already carry with you in the woods. A knife of some description. I've gone for my little folding Opinel, a biro, a pruning saw, and a stick. I've gone for a bit of green sycamore. At the moment the woods are absolutely filled with little sycamore saplings and they have to be cut back, otherwise they just grow so prolifically they tend to get in the way and they take over the woods. The size of it, well, about a thumb thick, and as far as length goes, about the distance from the tip of your thumb to just up to close to the top of your forefinger. It also wants to be knot free. So the first job I've got to do is split the stick into quarters. Now, I'm using a folding knife. Now, everyone says we shouldn't use folding knives with a batten for splitting, but we can do it. We can do it safely and we can do it without damaging the knife. So the secret to splitting with your folding knife is to not lock it out and have it in that position. Also, we don't hold the handle, we hold the blade. So all I'm going to do is place it onto my base, take my blade, place it over the centre where I want to split it. Then I'm going to take my batten and I'm going to hit directly over the top of the stick I want to split. Once it's firmly bedded in, I'm going to move where I strike to the end. As I do that, I'm going to push down on the other side of the blade that I'm grasping with my fingers. There you go, all nice and split. And I want to do that again, so I'm just going to repeat the process. So I now have a quarter of my original piece of wood, and it's shaped like a piece of quadrant, slightly curved back and two flat faces. What I want to do next is I'm just going to smooth the top end down just to get rid of any of the little grooves and indentations. What I want is something nice and smooth, but just on the top end of the stick. So there it all is, all smoothed off. The next thing that I want to do is cut a fairly shallow X-shaped stop cut in the top of the stick. The reason it wants to be fairly shallow is I don't want to go too far down the stick. This project is going to be a little owl, and it wants a little short head, a little short body and a nice long tail. The stop cut must pass from the top corner up here, across through the apex and come out on the other side. The other one will run from the other side, come right across over to that opposite edge, forming that little X. So with my little X cut, what I'm going to do next is cut upwards towards that top line here. I'll then turn it and I'll do the same on that side, forming a V shape, and that's going to form the owl's beak and his eyebrows. So the detail work starts, so glasses on. So there's my little V. My next set of cuts are going to go upwards again towards the bottom section. So you have a V facing down and a V facing upwards. So there he is. Now the next 4 cuts, well, there's 2 on each side. They're going to go approximately there and there, and they're just little tiny notches that are going to be taken out, and it helps to make where his eyes are going to be this sort of nice rounded area. So there he is, and you can see that's quite nicely rounded out, and that's started to form where his eyes will go. Our next piece, well, we're going to look at the moment he's got a bit of a squared off forehead. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut from just above where the beak starts backwards. And that will take this flat piece back in a slope. And that's going to form his forehead, the top of his head, and where his ears are going to go. So there's that bit done. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to cut across the top there and scoop it out. And the way I do that is I'll put a little line on the top. Now I don't push down too hard at this point, because if I push down too much I could split the stick and get a cut to my hand. So it's a gentle rocking motion, just getting that little indent just about right. With that done, you cut inwards towards that line. You then turn the stick and you do the same on the other side. And there he is. That's his head pretty much done. Next thing I want to do is his body. First thing I need to do is establish how big I want him. Well, I don't want him very big. Ideally, I want him probably about the length of my thumbnail. That way he's not going to protrude too much at the top of the book and get snapped off. So what I'll do is I'll put it next to my thumb, put a stop cut in for about the length of the nail, and then I'm simply going to shave upwards towards that to thin it out, start of the tail, and create the body. So there he is. Formed the body, started forming the tail. For the next bit, all I do is turn him round, so I'm holding the head area, and I just shave downwards until I get a nice thin tail. So there he is. He's nearly finished. I'm just going to cut a little V there, a little V there, and I'm going to turn him up that way. I'm going to round off the tail, and then I'm going to put various little V cuts down either side just to make it look like a bit of feathering on his tail and where his wings are. And there he is. He's got his feathering down the side, he's got his little V cuts either side so that you can see where the body ends and the tail starts. We've rounded off the end of the tail. In profile he's quite slim, this bit sits above the book, this long thin tail fits down in the pages. And he's pretty much finished. The only thing I'm going to do now is take my biro and just draw on a couple of little eyes. And there he is, all done. And just to check he works, there he is, our perfect little bookmark. If you enjoyed the video, and I hope you did, well, the thing I would really like you to do is get out in the woods and try it, because woods time is always good. It's medically proven now, time in the woods is good for your health. So do yourself a favour, get out in the woods and make up that little project. It's very simple, it's very easy to do. If you can't get out and do that, well, hit the like button, like this video. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and as always hit that notifications bell. That way you'll always know when I'm putting a new video up, and I've got some corkers coming up in the next few weeks. As always, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and if you can't be asked to make one of those yourself, you go and visit my Etsy shop. I sell those on my Etsy shop too, and they make a cracking little Christmas present, birthday present, whatever. Owls are quite big nowadays, everyone seems to love them. So if you can't make one yourself, pop on my Instagram, my Etsy shop, which is Greencraft Shop, have a look, purchase yourself one. While you're there, you can also get yourself the Greencraft woven patch. A lot of people get them, I send them out all over the world along with the little owls, and do yourself a favour, get yourself one and show your support for the channel. As I said, hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Neil, and until next time, stay safe.